Hi Taurus, welcome to your September 2022 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Taurus, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, as I was saying to, I believe it was Aries, if you haven't been checking out the Boz project or the Birth of the Zodiac project on my socials, Instagram and Facebook, and also on the community page, check those out. Each month I'm talking about a different sign. I'm talking about their tarot card, their crystals, all the planets going through that sign and what that might mean for all of us in some way, shape or form. So if you want to see those, check them out for your actions and interactions with the world at large over the course of, can you believe it, September of 2022. You have the Ace of Swords. So this is going to be a month where you are really getting clear on so much of what you're doing. Your actions are precise this month. There's a lot of potentially contracts, documents that are being signed for a lot of you. I think some of you are going to be making some very clear, very clear cut and honest decisions. I really like this for some really powerful communication as well. Even though this isn't in your communication sector, I feel like this is you clearly communicating effectively exactly what you want, how you want it to look. This is like one of those moments where you're going to be... The thing about Taurus is, yes, you're known for liking luxury and beauty and food and, you know, all of those things. But Taurus is a rustic energy. It's not necessarily known for its precision. However, this month, your etiquette and your precision match up. There's something about this month where a lot of what you do, people are going to be like, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you need. I can either deliver that or I can't. What I like about this is you are being very clear about what is on the table, what is on offer. This is what I can do for you. This is what I can't do for you. This is where the middle ground is, if there is any. With the Ace of Swords, there probably isn't any. The Ace of Swords is not a middle ground card. It's an either or, right? It's a I'm in or I'm out. There's nothing wishy-washy about the Ace of Swords. This is a very clear-cut energy. And I think this month, the way that you communicate, the way that you come across is that precise. And I love it. This is a new level of, not experience, but it's a new level of, you know, presenting yourself in a way for your communications and conversations. You've got that Eight of Pentacles. Your work this month, the career is on point, right? You've got this with the Ace of Swords. This is new contracts, new jobs, new employees, taking on new methodologies, taking on new ideas. This is a lot of you taking the skills that you have to the next level. This is about really turning it up a gear, all right? Like, or switching it up a gear, turning it up a notch, whatever you want to call it. This month, you guys are really going in. I love this. Now, the Eight of Pentacles as a communications card suggests to me that this month, in true Taurian fashion, actually, everything has to be utilitarian. Like, if we're not talking about work, what are we even having this conversation for? If we're not talking about how to take something to the next level, I'm not interested. A lot of you seem to be very focused, very direct this month. Now, again, usually you guys like to take your time about everything, whereas I feel this month is a little faster, not much faster, because if you go too fast with anything, you don't have the same level of control. And this much control and precision, you have it, right? But it's like you're taking a measured approach to something, but you are also getting it done. There's no hanging back here. There's no sort of like... you know, you're getting on with it, which is great. Also, when it comes to your style of communication this month, it looks like a lot of you are working on your eloquence. So how you come across, how you're presenting what you say looks to be going through some sort of metamorphosis. For your love and relations, or your heart and half, you've got the Nine of Cups. Relationship looks great this month. And look at that. Just as I'm saying that, it is 11:11 here in the UK. Beautiful. Just taking a moment for, and I hope you do too. So for your relationships, look at this, right? The work that you've done on getting clear about the communication and the connection in your relationship pays off this month. You and your partner are having not only a great time of it together, but you're able to communicate in a way that feels like you're getting back to the best times that you've had. The Nine of Cups also, for those of you that are single, if you have been looking and maybe not necessarily, you know, if you've had to kiss a few frogs, which we all do, right? This suggests to me that that search comes to an end this month, and it's likely that you're meeting this person either through your work or your skill set. There's something about what you do or how you do it that is attracting people in this month. And if you, like I said, if you've been looking for somebody or you're wanting to connect with someone, this is a perfect month to do so. That Nine of Cups really suggests that you're finding somebody that brings emotional contentment, and more importantly is allowing you to be who you actually are. So you don't have to change anything about yourself for this person. What I also like about it for couples is this is you guys deciding to embark on a project together. Something that you're doing as an item, that you're doing as a couple, that has nothing to do with socializing or just having a good time. There's something here that you're getting very, very focused on. And that's a message that's been coming through a lot for Taurus. Okay, so for your money and materials, you've got the Five of Cups. Not the easiest card. It looks like there's more money going out this month than there is coming in. Not necessarily a bad thing. You are having to be a little bit mindful this month, all right? So the potential to overspend is definitely there. The Five of Cups, though, because it's a loss card, this, the Five of Pentacles and a couple of others, they usually represent where it's a bill, something comes in that we're just not expecting that we have to pay for, all right? So I'm sorry to say, but it does look like the pocket or the wallet is taking a little hit this month. But, you know, as they say, you've got to speculate to accumulate. For your weeks of the month, for the first week of the month, you have the Wheel of Fortune underneath the Ace of Swords. Whatever contract and or negotiation is coming in, you are reading the fine print, and it is really like there's something that's coming in for you this month. A contract, an opportunity, a job, an employee, an offer of business, all of that kind of stuff that is absolutely divinely interred. Like whatever it is that shows up for you in this first week of September, you can trust it. Not just because it's sent from the heavens, but more importantly because you yourself are on it. You are sharp, you are right, there's no, like, nothing's getting past you this month. For especially in that first week of the month. For the second week of the month, you have the Death card. This, I think, is where the money problem is coming. It's not a problem, but you know what I mean. This is where the money challenge is coming through. So for some of you, it looks like an avenue that you had counted on to either make extra money or to get a bonus of some sort doesn't go ahead. But here's where this gets interesting. Because you've got this here, and then you've got this and this. Whatever is happening in the first week of the month, it's just getting started. All right, so that coupled with the fact that in the second week, maybe you're losing out on some money, maybe you're not getting what you had expected to get, all of that kind of stuff, it's not a problem because this is only just being planted. So you're more than going to recoup your losses, but it will be at a later date. For your third week of the month, you've got the Empress, that's your card, showing up really strong in relationships. Relationships are easy, they're fun, they're energetic, they're sensual, pleasurable. For those of you that are partnered, I really feel like this is you guys reaching a new level of intimacy. This could also be a month where you get a really clear idea of what's going to make you guys happy and how you go on to make money or, certainly work on a project together. For those of you that are single, I just really, really like it. I feel like this is you really being open to the best kind of relationship you can have, and potentially with somebody that you maybe never envisioned yourself being with. Your fourth week of the month, you've got the Strength card. Okay, so if I were to say to you, sometimes, you know, I said sometimes you've got to speculate to accumulate. But what this really feels like to me is it's like you're having to pay out for something this month. Likely to be here at the 4th week of the month, but not set in stone. Probably actually these 2 weeks. So the 2nd and the 4th week of the month, this could be where you're having to pay out for something. But it is an investment. But it's kind of like a loss of money at the moment. It's like in order to do this thing, you have to show up with the goods now. You know, so it's kind of like a pay now, receive later kind of energy. Interesting. So on the 25th of September, we have the new moon in the sign of Libra, your sibling sign, because you're both ruled by Venus. This for you is your 6th house. And this is, it's all to do with your day-to-day routines, your body, the way that you show up on that day-to-day basis. This is your routines, your rituals, the things that you do or don't do that either help, hinder, or enhance what you do, or rather the results that you get. What I find really interesting about this actually is this whole thing does seem to be about you getting much more clear, much more focused. So this is either that you're clearing out the body or clearing out the mind, or maybe you're doing both at the same time. Nice. I mean, it is close to the end of the month, so it will be interesting to see how it shapes up. Your card for this is the Gate 24 and returning. So this, I think, is a lot of you know, I said metamorphosis. You got the butterflies, right? What this really speaks to me of, though, is you guys doing not only the internal work, but really re-inviting, I think, a lot of the healthy habits that maybe you have let slide. And I love it. If you can keep up this momentum, I think you'd be going in a really strong way. So whenever I'm talking about astrology, I'm always talking about the whole sign system. I'm always talking tropical zodiac. I like that because it's easiest and it's in a lot of ways actually the most precise. And I'm always asking you to look at your ascendant first, to a lesser degree the sun and the moon. A lot of people ask, well, what about the tarot component? This is why I say watch all three so that you get a clearer understanding of how these speak to you. I've got people that always say, you know what, everything that you said happened this week that I'm watching it, not the week after. I've got people that say, you know what, absolutely, that's the week that I had, came back to watch this again and it all marries up. I've got other people that will come and say, you're totally bang on for my moon sign, to a lesser degree my sun sign. Other people, yeah, my ascendant, wow, you know, so you watch them to see. That's all I can say. So then you've got this in Pisces, which is your 11th house. This is the full moon on September the 10th in the 11th house of benefactors, people that can help you. This feels like it's an 11th house activation. Even though it's in the first week, it's not around the full moon. I think this is the result, right? The full moon's going to bring the result of whatever or whoever is initiated here around this time. Now, isn't this strange? For the 10th of September on the Pisces full moon, you also have butterflies, and the word that I used earlier was metamorphosis. You are changing, Pisces, not the world around you, not the connections around you. You are changing in some way, shape or form. You're going through a rebirth, or at least a blossoming of the version of you that you are becoming right now, which is really wonderful. That full moon is going to be a point of sensitivity. I think you're going to be very aware of who and what you want around you at this time, especially when it comes to friends, social circles, when it comes to social media. The things and the people that you connect to through that space and sphere are going to be very evident to you, what and who you want around at that time. And then, you know, finally, because it is a full moon, the Gate 19 in this, I mean, as I read the card, it's a lot to do with your own senses becoming more fine-tuned. But rather than kind of just dismissing it as practicality, I think this is the month where you're going to be very aware. Wow, you know what? When I cleaned up my diet, I got a lot more intuitive. When I did my, you know, when I do my exercise, the mind is a lot quieter. When I look at my day-to-day habits, daily routines, etc., that's the, you know, this 6th house stuff going on as well. and then I apply this to this, you might feel the need to start removing certain things, people, pages, groups, etc. on social media. You might also get really clear on what your biggest or highest goals, dreams and aspirations are, and they might start to show up from this point onwards. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.